Yo, what is up, my dudes? This is DevinePlays, and this is going to be my Season 3 Noctis guide. And don't get it mixed up for, going over the patch notes. I already did that in a previous video. This is going to be me giving some tips and advice on how I use this character. And, yeah, hopefully you guys find something useful or interesting in this video to help you guys. But anyways, yeah, let's just get straight into this. Okay, so first, we're going to go through his moves that I would recommend not throwing out. And, yeah, just some moves in general that you may not want to spam out too much. Okay, so the first move that I want to talk about, just to get it out of the way, is his down back 1+2. So in Season 1 and 2, down back 1+2 was actually a very good move for Noctis. Very important move. And one of his more, I guess you could say, one of the most broken moves in the game. And the reason for that being is that not only is it a launcher on normal hit, on block, it has crazy pushback, to support the fact that this move is very minus on block. Another thing is that when your opponent would sidestep or sidewalk from mid to tip range of the sword, they would still get clipped by it and still get launched. In Season 3, when this move got nerfed, I was actually happy that this move got nerfed. I mean, don't get me wrong, this move is still a really good move. It's still a really good keep out tool, but it's just not as good to spam out anymore due to the fact of it being much more linear, as it honestly should have been from the start. And let me go ahead. Whoops. Let me go ahead and get this guy to do that for me. Okay, I timed it wrong. There we go. Oh, timed it wrong. Yeah, so as you can see, very sidesteppable if you don't screw up like I am right now. Come on, stop screwing up. I swear I can do this way better off camera. Okay, that's a successful one. There we go. There we go. But, I mean, yeah, in Season 1 and Season 2, the only way that you were going to consistently sidestep this was if you were point blank to Noctis. And with Noctis being able to play keep out so well with all these moves, all these long range moves, it was almost nearly impossible to get to him. So with down back 1+2 still being a great move, it's no longer as good to spam out. Because again, if your opponent sidesteps or sidewalks this move, you're going to be eating a punish for sure. And yeah, so just don't spam this out too much, but it's still a good move. Another move, down back 2. I want to talk about this one as well, because this is another move that a lot of people used in Season 1 and 2. Mainly, or the issue lies more in Season 2 because of the addition to the knockdown on normal hit. On counter hit, you get this, and then some people actually go into a follow-up down back 2 or a follow-up down back 1+2. And that's pretty much why this move was so dangerous. And also because of the reach. So this move got nerfed damage-wise, range-wise, and tracking-wise. And also the distance that your opponent flies away from you on hit. So depending on how far you are from your opponent, you will not get another down back 2 follow-up. But like in Season 2, you still can get the forward 1+2 follow-up if your opponent decides to tech roll or tries to get up immediately. Example is like this. So yeah, down back 2, still a good move. Still honestly has some pretty good range. I mean, look at that. This is still pretty good range. 20 damage. It used to be 23, I think. Yeah, it used to be 23, but yeah. Conclusion: this move is still good, but not as good anymore or not as spammable anymore because of the pushback. And again, if your opponent sees you throwing out down back 2 a lot, they will either block it and launch, or they will just straight up hop kick. Okay, so another move that I want to talk about is his down back 4. Not a lot of people use this, and for good reason. This move comes out at 17 frames. It's minus 12 on block, and it's minus 1 on hit. So yeah, this move is very trash. Not only do you get not launched. Not only do you get punished for this on block, but on hit, you actually lose your turn. So this move is actually very bad. And yeah, there's no reason to use this move. It's only 9 damage, honestly not that much. But me personally, I actually tend to throw this out more than I should. And the reasoning for that is just because of the fact that he's kicking his knees. He's kicking his opponent's knees, and I don't know, this just reminds me, or like, when he does this move on hit, like the sound effect that plays in my head is like bones crushing. Like from, I think, King's Down 3 or something like that. It's just, I don't know, that's the sound I get, that comes in my head when I throw this move out and it lands. And it's just funny to use for me personally, but but for real though, don't actually use this move unless you want to be silly. Another bad move that you don't want to spam out too much is his roll dodge 3+4. And roll dodge can actually be accessed through forward 3+4. And after the roll dodge, again, if you input another 3+4, you get this slide right here. This little banana slide. This move is not that good because a lot of people actually use this move a lot in the past. So a lot of players actually know how to block this. Or can actually see this and block it on reaction. And yeah, it comes out at 20 frames, so it's pretty slow. And on block, you're actually minus 25, so you will eat a launch. The mix-up here, though, is his roll dodge 1, which is a power crush that does 24 damage. And it's also a wall bounce. This move will get you punished as well, as it's minus 13. So yeah. When you go into roll dodge, you normally don't really want to go into, you know, these 3+4 or the shield bash. I mean, they're decent if your opponent's not expecting them, but they're terrible on block. So what I would recommend doing is that when you do the roll dodge, hold down and then go into your full crouch mix-up. Meaning go into either full crouch down for 1, which is a safe, chunky mid. Or you can even go into his full crouch down for 2, which is this nice little 17 damage low slice with the sword. On block, it is minus 13, but honestly, not too many people see this coming. So that actually makes this move a really good low. Comes out at 20 frames and it's +4 on hit. So yeah, this move is it's a really good move when you're trying to mix up your opponent. Like most of the time, this move will land regardless of how much you spam this. But I mean, of course, if you spam it too much, then obviously your opponent's gonna catch on. But that's when you can either go into the safe mid, which would be the better option if you want to play it safe, or if you want to be a little bit more aggressive and get more fish for more damage, you could also just go into his while standing 2-2 and get a launch. But again, that's punishable, so it's just however you want to play determines on which move you want to go for. I guess while I'm on the topic of his full crouch mix-up, again, the options he has here is while standing 1-2, while standing 2-2, while standing 3-2, while standing 4, or again, full crouch 1, or down for 1, full crouch down for 2. These are all the options he has from full crouch, or from crouching. And yeah, his full crouch game, or mix-up game, is very strong. And it's gotten stronger with the addition of down forward 1 from full crouch. Another move that's kind of useless as well is his forward 3+4, which is his drop kick right here. If it lands 50 damage, it's a lot of damage, really good, but at the same time, it's 30 frames. It comes out 30 frames, so it's pretty slow. You will most likely get floated, and your opponent will get a combo. And yeah, I mean, if you want to throw it out, it is safe on block. It's only -8, but it's just not worth it in my opinion. Comes out way too slow. And on block, let me get him to block. On block, you actually stay grounded, and yeah, that's not good positioning. One way that I could see you using this is that if the time is getting really low, like maybe you got 3 or 4 seconds left on the clock, and your health is higher than your opponent's, something you could do is just, you know, if you know your opponent's blocking or he's gonna block it, throw it out, stay on the ground. Your opponent can't do too much damage from there, unless they're King, Armor King, Marduk, even Noctis. Noctis as well is very dangerous to stay on the ground against because of the fact that he's got some, he's got down back 2, he's got down 1, or down back, I think I said down 2. If I said down 2, I meant down back 2. Down back 1, 1+2, and down back 1+2. The reason why I added down back 1, 1+2 is because this move can actually pick up your opponent from the ground. And yeah, so it's very dangerous. Noctis can literally pick you up off the ground himself and get a small combo from it. So yeah, staying on the ground against Noctis sometimes isn't a good idea. It just depends on what moves they're thrown out, or I don't know. You just kind of got to get a read on your opponent before you think about laying on the ground against them. Alright, so next I'm going to talk about his Demoman. Looks like this. During the neutral game, you do not want to throw this out due to the fact of it being extremely slow. The first starting kick is extremely slow. I believe this is slower than Paul's Demoman. So yeah, and if you block this, or if your opponent blocks this, you're launched. You're stunned, and then you're launched. Let's see. And even if you get the whole thing out, if this move is blocked, you will get launched. Okay. Launched. So this move is only good at the wall, if your opponent's back is against the wall. It's also good for wall damage or wall combos. So yeah, I would keep this move to wall combos or mixing up your opponent at the wall. Okay, so now I want to start talking about his good moves, and the first one being his forward 1+2. And on counter hit, it looks like this. But hold on, let me actually show you what it does on neutral, on natural. Natural, it does this spin, and the frame data I have here says that it's +10, but I don't know about that one. Because if it's +10, you should be able to get a jab for a combo, but I don't think so. I mean, unless I just don't know how frame data works. But yeah. Anyways, on counter hit, this move is a really good move. It's safe on block. It's only -9. Comes out at 15 frames, and yeah, this move, in my opinion, is just really good for fishing out fishing out counter hits. I know a lot of people actually thought this move was bad because of the fact on block, Noctis is right in front of your opponent's face, and in my opinion, Season 3, honestly, being in your opponent's face isn't as bad anymore with Noctis due to the fact of his the frames on his other moves actually got a lot better. And just in general, Noctis honestly isn't as bad as a lot of people may think in close range. Like, yeah, he excels like from right here, like mid to long range. His close game or close range game is actually not that bad either. Like, his jabs are good. His down 4-1 is good. His down 3 is actually pretty good. He's just got a lot of moves here that I will get into later. And yeah, he's just not as bad at close range than a lot of people might think. Another counter hit move that's also really good is his up one or up forward one or up back one, whichever one you wanna use. They all do the same thing, and it's this, and it's I forgot he's blocking. So on counter hit, bam. But yeah, on counter hit you get a launch, so you probably get like something like this, 70 damage. So yeah, really good, considering the fact that your down forward, or not down forward, your down back 1+2 gives you like 74 damage. Oh, okay, if I cannot screw it up. If I cannot screw it up, please. There we go. 74 damage. All right. But yeah, up forward one comes out at 14 frames. It's a good move. On block, you're -4 only, so it's completely safe. On hit, you are +8. And then again, on counter hit, you get a launch. So it's a really good, fast counter hit move that you can throw out every now and then, like I said, get a combo and completely destroy your opponent's health bar. Okay, so this move, or this next move, it kind of goes with the first half of this video of you know, being one of those moves you don't really want to spam too much unless it's a whiff punish, or you know, something like that, a whiff punish, or if you sidestep your opponent. His down forward 2. So the reason why this move is bad is because of the fact that on block you will actually eat the same, you can actually eat the same punish or the same move as well on block if you're fighting against a Noctis, for an example. Launch punish. So yeah, on block you're actually -20, so you will eat a pretty bad, or yeah, you will eat a launch regardless if it's blocked. But it comes out at 15 frames and it has good range, so really good whiff punishing tool. And hopefully you guys didn't hear that. My phone went off in the background. I apologize. Okay, next I want to talk about his down forward 4-2, which is this move. This move is a really good move that I actually you will see me use this a lot. Reason being is that it comes out at 14 frames, so it's pretty fast. It's -2 on block, and it's +8 on hit. And the good thing about this is that these two hits are a natural combo. If this first mid hits, the sword will connect. And 29 damage, so it's a pretty good chunk of damage going to your opponent's health. And if this lands, you can immediately go into some pressure. But you do have to know that if your opponent blocks this mid, they can actually crouch the high. Yep, and then just hold on. There we go, punish. So about this move, you can actually there's two different extensions to this. So you can go down forward 4-2-2, which is a launcher on hit. Not a natural combo, but the third hit is a launcher. You can also do down forward 4-2-4, which looks like that. And I don't believe this is not a natural combo. Unless they changed it, this is not a natural combo. Yeah, not a natural combo. Both are good extensions. It's just one difference is this ender knocks down, and the other one is a launcher. So you can get something like this. Pretty much the exact same thing as your previous combos. 70 damage. So again, another good launcher, another good damage combo. Again, both extensions are good because on block they are both safe. Another good move is down back 1+2. I talked a little bit about this a second ago, earlier. The reason why this move is good is because, again, like I said, it picks up your opponent from the ground. And something that I actually like to do is after a counter hit on down back 2. You can go into this, do a little something like this, do a little something like this. And as you can see, the total damage is 65. All natural if you're actually able to get the pickup here. And this is actually, again, if you do get the counter hit, this down back 1+2 will actually, it's guaranteed because your opponent will not have enough time to get up. But there are instances where it will whiff, or it'll just do a poke damage on the ground, and it will not pick up. You can even do a different ender. 1+2 gets 65 damage. Okay, so we've gone over some of his good moves, some of his bad moves. So now I'm gonna kind of explain a little bit how I play this character. I know a lot of people actually like to play him very defensively and just kind of play a lot of keep out with his, long range moves, which is fine, which is good. It's just, for me personally, it's just not my play style. It just seems a little boring for me. I like to be in my opponent's face and, keep up with all these pressure tools and all these jabs. But don't get me wrong, I do know when to, back up, back off, chill, play a little bit defensively. It's just, I don't know, I like to be a little bit more aggressive. And Noctis, again, a lot of people say he's more on the defensive side, which, I mean, they're not wrong, but close range, he's actually not that bad either. He's actually, he can be fairly, fairly dangerous up close as well. I mean, I'm not saying he's as dangerous as, say like someone like Akuma or, Geese from up close, but yeah, Noctis, he's not that bad up close, if I'm being honest, compared to what most people are saying. Another thing I actually like to utilize is his teleport. From his 1-2-3 or 1-2-4. So 1-2-3, 1-2-4. This actually does leave him in full crouch. He recovers in crouching. And this move actually isn't that great, but it does come out pretty quick, and not too many people will be fast enough to punish you for this. But this move is actually punishable. Okay, there's... Go to the right side. Okay, hold on. There we go. And then on the left side, punish. So yeah, this move is actually very launch punishable. But again, it comes out really quick, and your opponent most of the time isn't going to be fast enough to react to it and, get the punish. But yeah, that's something I like to use a lot. Going to full crouch and then going to the mix-ups. Some tips just in general. If you do like to play aggressively like I do, just know when to chill and to just back off. Because again, his pressure isn't as good, or it's not as deadly as some characters like Geese, or like Steve or Huarang. So you don't want to, you got to know when to back off. I guess I'll give you guys some sample combos, or some combos that I do. I'm pretty sure you guys saw me do this one. Another one, I'm pretty sure you guys, I think I did this this exact same combo in the video. Oh, I dropped it though. Okay, I dropped it. It's not that hard, I promise. It's just that I'm just, my execution is off right now. But yeah, it's honestly not hard. Another one. Wait, hold on. I think I can get another jab there. Oh, not there. Jab, jab, flip. The counter hit combos. Yeah, let's go into those. Something like this. Okay, you screwed it up already. Flip. A lot of his higher damage combos come from, or basically look the exact same. Let's see. Counter hit. Do something like this. This. jab, and then into flip. And then forward, 1+2. You can do something like this. Or if you want, you can just do this. I guess from the down back 1+2 combo, you can do this, but again, I showed you guys that earlier, I think. A mini combo would be up forward 4 into down back 2, or down back 1+2. Wait. Oh yeah, there you go. Down back 1+2. Another one from 2-2 forward 2. Okay. Okay. You might want to do maybe something like. Okay. Okay. That's what you want to do. Like this, flip. 65 damage. There you go. I think that's basically all his. That's about basically all his combos. The season 2 stuff, I showed you those. I got counter hit on. Yeah, season 2. I mean, you got this counter hit. You got this counter hit. You have the one that I just showed. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess some bad matchups that Noctis has. The first ones that come to my mind are, you know, characters like Geese or Hwoarang. Pretty much any character that's pressure based or very hyper offensive. Geese is just his offense is just, I don't know, too much, especially considering the fact that Noctis doesn't have a down jab. His down jab is actually replaced with this, and this is not nowhere near as safe or fast as a down jab. So yeah, dealing with very pressure oriented characters is very difficult for Noctis. But to deal with pressure, he does have a counter tool or a parry that allows him to make things neutral. Let me see. That's not what I wanted. This. Okay. And up. Okay. There we go. There we go. Again. Okay, but anyways, you guys see what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to Noctis. Again, his down forward 2 or down forward 4-2, if I haven't mentioned it. He can also do forward 4-2, which is a mid-mid. So it's a good mix-up for his down forward 4-2, because down forward 4-2 is a high or mid-high, and then forward 4-2 is a mid-mid. So if they try to crouch the second hit, they're just gonna get slapped in the face with a sword. But you are able to get punished by this if they block it. So that's the only downfall, but I believe it's only jab punishable, so this move isn't as bad as you might think. Alright, so that's basically all I had for this video. Just really practice the character, practice his moves, get comfortable with his moves, learn how to deal with pressure with his parry. If you're fighting against Steve, you can maybe try out his back 1+3? Or no, back 1+4, my bad. And this is a punch parry. This will only parry punches, mids or highs. But I mean, if you want to use that, you can. If you don't, you can just stick with this. And this is his back 1+3 or his back 2+4. And this will parry anything. It'll parry weapons, it'll parry punches, it'll parry kicks, elbows, everything. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys learned something, or hopefully you guys were able to take something from this video. But yeah, anyways, hope you all have a good day. If you guys enjoyed this video, or if it helped, hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.